My friends, listen carefully, for I believe with every fiber of my being that something big is about to happen in your life. I am not speaking of something ordinary. I am not speaking of something you can measure with your own hands or calculate with your own mind. I am speaking of a shift, a breakthrough, a divine intervention that only God Himself can bring to pass. You have been waiting, you have been praying, you have been holding on when everything in you wanted to let go, and now the moment is drawing near when the heavens will open, when God will move in a way that shakes the very ground beneath your feet. Something big is about to happen. Do you feel it? Deep within your spirit, there has been a stirring. You may not be able to explain it. You may not have words for it. But you know something is coming. You sense it in the silence of the night when you cannot sleep. You sense it in the heaviness of the battles you've been facing, because the darkness always fights hardest right before the light breaks through. You sense it in the resistance that has been pressing against you, because the enemy always pushes back when God is about to open a new door. You are standing on the edge of something you cannot yet see, but it is already set in motion by the hand of God. Some of you have walked through seasons where it seemed like nothing would ever change. You've seen closed doors, broken relationships, unanswered prayers, and long nights of tears. You've looked at your life and wondered, God, when? God, how? God, why am I still here in this place? But let me tell you today, when God is silent, it does not mean He is absent. When God delays, it does not mean He has denied. His silence is often preparation. His delay is often a setup for something far greater than you could ever imagine. And when God finally moves, He does it suddenly, swiftly, and powerfully. That is why I say again, something big is about to happen. There are moments in life when God interrupts the ordinary. You wake up thinking it will be just another day, but before the sun sets, your entire life is shifted. That is the way God works. He does not need permission. He does not need approval. He does not need a vote. When God decides to move in your life, no one can stop it. No enemy can block it. No circumstance can prevent it. What He has declared over your life will come to pass in His perfect timing. The winds are already changing. The atmosphere is already shifting. God is aligning everything necessary for your breakthrough. And soon you will look back on this moment and say, I didn't even see it coming, but God was preparing me for it all along. I know some of you have been walking through storms so fierce you thought you wouldn't survive. The winds of trouble have beaten against your faith. The waves of fear have risen high against your hope. The lightning of uncertainty has flashed across your path. But let me tell you this, the size of your storm is only an indicator of the size of the blessing on the other side. God would not have allowed the storm unless He had already prepared the blessing. The greater the opposition, the greater the outpouring. The heavier the burden, the greater the breakthrough. The darker the night, the brighter the morning. Hold on, my friend, because God is not finished with you yet. Something big is about to happen. God has seen every tear you cried when no one else was watching. He has heard every whisper of prayer when you thought your words were bouncing off the ceiling. He has counted every step you've taken in faith, even when the path made no sense. Not one moment of your pain has been wasted. Not one trial has been without purpose. God is weaving every thread of your story into something so magnificent that one day you will stand in awe of His work. You will understand why He closed that door, why He ended that relationship, why He allowed that delay. What felt like a detour was actually direction. What felt like rejection was actually protection. What felt like loss was actually preparation. For God is about to reveal to you that none of it was in vain. Something big is about to happen. Some of you have been carrying dreams in your heart for years, dreams that seemed too big, too impossible, too out of reach. You've been told you're not qualified. You've been told you're not good enough. You've been told it will never happen for someone like you. But I want you to hear this loud and clear. When God places a dream in your heart, He also places the power within you to see it fulfilled. You are not defined by your past. You are not limited by your failures. You are not bound by the opinions of others. You are defined by God's promise. You are empowered by His strength, and you are positioned for His purpose. And the dream that seemed dead is about to come alive again, because something big is about to happen. I do not say this lightly. I say this with the full conviction of my soul. This is not wishful thinking. This is not empty hope. This is the truth of God's word and the certainty of His power. Throughout history, whenever God's people were at their lowest, He showed up in His highest glory. When they were trapped at the Red Sea with no way out, He split the waters. When they faced walls too high to climb, He brought them crashing down. When they stood before giants too strong to defeat, He gave them victory with a single stone. And if God did it before, He can do it again. The same God who parted seas, who moved mountains, who brought down walls, who silenced lions, who delivered His people time and time again, He is the same God who is working in your life today. And He has not brought you this far to leave you where you are. No, my friend, something big is about to happen. Then hear me, because I am not here to entertain your ears with sweet words. I am here to declare to your heart the truth that burns like fire. God is about to move in your life in a way that will leave you speechless. He is about to overturn the tables that your enemies set against you. He is about to tear down the walls that have kept you confined. He is about to shift what seemed immovable. He is about to breathe life into what you thought was gone forever. When God steps into a situation, impossibility is rewritten. When God stretches out His hand, the impossible becomes reality, the barren becomes fruitful, and the broken becomes whole. That is why I say again with authority, something big is about to happen. You may look at your situation right now and see nothing but obstacles. The bills are piled high. The doctor's report is grim. The people you trusted have betrayed you. The doors you knocked on have remained closed. But hear this truth: the size of your obstacles does not define the size of your God. God is greater than every report, stronger than every enemy, and higher than every mountain. What you cannot do with years of striving, God can accomplish in a single moment. He is not bound by your logic. He is not limited by your resources. He is not restricted by your background. He is God, almighty, sovereign, eternal. And when He chooses to move, no force in heaven, on earth, or beneath the earth can stand in His way. The problem with many of us is that we measure God's power by the scale of our own strength. We look at our weakness and think, if I can't do it, then it can't be done. But hear me, God delights in showing His strength through your weakness. He chooses the unlikely. He uses the overlooked. He lifts the rejected. He exalts the humble. Why? So that when the breakthrough comes, no one can take the credit but Him. God does not need your strength. He needs your surrender. He does not need your ability. He desires your availability. And when you stand before Him, emptied of pride and full of faith, that is when you position yourself to receive the big thing that is on its way. Some of you have been asking, why has it taken so long? Why have I suffered so much? Why has the journey been this hard? Let me tell you, delay is not denial. Hardship is not abandonment. Waiting is not punishment. It is preparation. A seed does not sprout the day it is planted. It must first be buried in the darkness of the soil. It must endure the hidden process of breaking open. And then, at the right time, it bursts forth into the light. That is exactly what God has been doing with you. You are not buried. You are planted. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. And when the appointed time arrives, you will rise stronger, taller, and more fruitful than you ever imagined. The long nights of waiting are about to give birth to a dawn of fulfillment. Something big is about to happen. Do not be deceived into thinking that the battle you've been fighting is only about you. The resistance in your life is evidence of the assignment God has placed on you. The attacks against you are not random, they are strategic. The enemy does not waste his weapons on those who pose no threat. He fights you because he knows what God has placed inside you. He fears your future. He fears your purpose. He fears your destiny. That is why the opposition has been so fierce. But do not lose heart, because what the enemy meant for evil, God will turn for good. Every weapon formed against you shall not prosper, because God Himself is your defender. The fight is only a sign that you are carrying something precious. And the bigger the fight, the bigger the future. That's why I declare again, something by G is about to happen. Now hear me. When God decides to release something into your life, He does not always announce it with trumpets. Sometimes it comes quietly. Sometimes it arrives disguised as struggle. Sometimes it looks like the opposite of what you prayed for. But do not be fooled. God's ways are higher than your ways, and His thoughts are greater than your thoughts. The very thing you resist may be the very tool He uses to shape you. The very loss you grieve may be the very doorway to a greater gain. The very pain you endure may be the very preparation for your purpose. Do not despise the process, for the process is proof that God is at work. And when the process is complete, the promise will manifest. You are on the brink of that manifestation now. Something big is about to happen. Some of you are looking at your life and saying, "But I have failed too much. I have made too many mistakes. I have wasted too much time." Let me tell you this truth. God's purpose for your life is not canceled by your mistakes. His plan is not undone by your detours. His mercy is greater than your mess. You may have stumbled, but you are still standing, and that means God is not through with you. He is the God who restores. He is the God who redeems. He is the God who takes what was broken and makes it beautiful again. And He is about to take the pieces of your life and weave them together into something greater than you could ever imagine. Do not believe the lie that your best days are behind you. With God, your best days are always ahead, and those days are nearer than you think, because something big is about to happen. You see, when God decides to bless you, He does not check your bank account. He does not ask for your resume. He does not seek the approval of people. He looks at your heart. And if your heart is turned toward Him in faith, He can lift you from the ashes and set you on a throne. He can take you from obscurity to influence in a single day. He can open doors that generations before you could not unlock. He can create opportunities where none existed. He can cause those who ignored you to notice you, those who doubted you to respect you, those who opposed you to bless you. This is the power of God. He is about to do for you what no man could do, and no man will be able to undo. Let your spirit be still for a moment, because what I am about to say must sink into the deepest part of your soul. God is not merely preparing to give you something small, something ordinary, something temporary. No, God is preparing to release something into your life that carries the weight of His glory, the power of His authority, and the evidence of His presence. When it arrives, it will silence the voices of doubt. It will confound the plans of your enemies. It will astonish even you, because it will be far beyond what you asked for or imagined. This is not just another season. This is not just another chapter. This is the divine turning point you have been waiting for, and you will know without question that it came from God alone. Think back over your journey. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every unanswered question, it was not wasted. God has been working behind the scenes in ways you could not see. While you were crying in the night, He was arranging your morning. While you were struggling to endure, He was strengthening your foundation. While you were asking why, He was shaping how. And while you were waiting for something to happen, He was orchestrating everything to happen in its perfect time. The waiting has not been punishment, it has been positioning. God does not rush His finest work, because when He reveals it, it carries a permanence that no storm can uproot. And I declare again with conviction, something big is about to happen. Do not allow the enemy to trick you into thinking your future is small. Do not let the wariness of the battle convince you that your destiny is insignificant. If God has allowed you to endure pressure, it is only because He intends to release greater power. Pressure precedes breakthrough. Just as the seed must break before the sprout, just as the olive must be crushed before the oil